Well, there you have it. The series is tied up 1-all as the New York Liberty come back and they do take care of business. If there's one thing that I've learned after last year, especially, is you don't talk crap about the New York Liberty. You don't give them any fuel, any ammo. The Aces are out of the playoffs as a testament to that, or what they said after their win. And not that the Lynx were saying anything in after the previous game, but I think the media, I think fans, I saw the choke word flying around everywhere, and the Liberty came to play. The Liberty had all their stars show up. You know, Stewie had 7 steals in this game. JJ had 2. Sabrina had a 15-5 game. But BETNIJAH Laney Hamilton was the star of this show. Came out of left field, 20 points, got some assists, got a steal in there as well. And really, it was crazy to me that they seemed to defer to her a lot on tough shots. Like there was a few buzzer shots, one that got called back, but there were so many moments in this game where I just saw a player that had open shot. They're like, no, I'm going to give it to BETNIJAH, and BETNIJAH would go make something happen with it. And so she almost got like the Courtney Williams come up where the team was just like, no, you're it, go do it. Like show your talent. And Phoebus, as always, plus minus queen, along with Sabrina. When they were on the court, they were doing work. Phoebus always there. One of the best rookies this year by far. Top 2, top 3 easy. But even with that, the Lynx kind of still stalked them. That's what the Lynx do. They'll stalk their prey and they'll kind of hover around distance. They're always dangerous. And there were a few moments where like it almost went south fast. The flagrant Sloot sinks a 3, then comes back and gets the dreaded reckless closeout onto Heidemann, who had opportunity for 3, only sunk 2 of the free throws. But then the danger is that they get the ball back and there's another chance at 3. And a dangerous team like the Lynx, they could easily hit a 3. And now you have a 5-6 point play, and the game's super close. There were some crazy sequences where everybody's trying to inbound, players are on the floor, but that's just another testament to how locked in both teams were tonight. But namely the Liberty, who were sacrificing the body to get in there, get the ball, fight for everything, playing way harder on defense, getting away with some no calls, but they were just playing a lot more physical, is what you need to do. It's playoff basketball, push the limits, and then pull back as the refs kind of draw the line where they're going to draw the line. But you gotta play up. You gotta make it hard. You gotta make every possession difficult for them and wear them down. And the Liberty are able to do that. And eventually, they didn't really break through until like the final 2 minutes is where they really just created this giant gap that the game ended on. But otherwise, the Lynx, again, they hung with them. They stalked their prey. And the only thing that I feel was really preventing them from catching up and potentially taking a lead in this game, which they didn't get a lead at any point in this game, was the fact they had 20 turnovers. And 7 of them coming from Nafisa Collier, 5 from Courtney Williams. That's just like you're not setting yourself up to win. And you compare that to last game, they had only like 13, I think it was 12, 13. So 20 turnovers, especially when you're playing from behind the entire game, is just a recipe to lose the game. And on top of that, the Liberty shut down a lot of those key players. As we like look across to their stars, I mean, there's only 3 players in double digits. No one's over 16, which was Nafisa, the high point total in this game. And that's not completely out of the normal because the Lynx have a lot of shooters that'll just hit. They'll give you 2 or 3 threes, which is great. And like that's their offensive output, and the rest is like D and all that kind of stuff. But in this game, they struggled. They struggle bust from 3. And that's just a recipe for the Lynx to not really have a good chance to win games. Sometimes if they can dominate in the paint against a team like the Sun, they had one game where that's kind of how they won. But most of the games, they have a very good threat from the 3 range. But only shooting 30% from 3 is a really off night for them. They have multiple 40% shooters. And on the flip side, on the Liberty side, they shot what? They shot 45% from 3, I think it was. Something like that. You know, I think all totaled up. So that's a big gap. That's a big gap in the 3-point land. And a lot of why they just couldn't catch up, because if you can't make threes, it's hard to run a team down. And especially when they're playing good defense and you're having all these turnovers, it's just a recipe where you're just never going to make the ground. And despite all that, the fact that they were still within 2 points, getting later into the game, third, fourth quarter, again, it's a testament to the fact that the Lynx are very much still in this series. They're very much still a very dangerous team. It only takes for them to be average to take even this game or threaten this game. So Liberty need to keep up what they're doing. They need to have this kind of intensity, and they need to keep having players like BETNIJAH Laney Hamilton or Sloot or someone else stepping up, because their stars can't carry it all the way through. They need someone else to have that extra firepower. And for the Lynx, they got to clean up those turnovers. Clean up the turnovers. and stay true to what your team is good at with basketball, and you probably have a good shot. Zandalsini didn't get a lot of time tonight, didn't even take a 3-point shot. Usually when, Carlton's usually money, McBride's usually money, these are your 40% 3-point shooters. When they're having a 33% night or something like that, or they're not shooting their hottest, that's the kind of night where I would expect Zandalsini to throw a few downrange. And as much as, Alana Smith missed 2, Nafisa took 1 and missed, these players, they can make threes. You should take open threes if you have them. But I'd also like to see Zandalsini in there, because Zandalsini is one of those players where on low volume, she usually does pretty good with threes. So I don't know. We'll see how both these teams adjust. We're going to Minnesota for the first time in the series, so that should be interesting, at least to see how the Liberty play. The Barclays Center atmosphere is very different. I've gone there. I watched them play the Fever there this year. Ellie's amazing. The star power that's attending that game is awe-inspiring. We'll see what happens in Minnesota when they get their home court advantage and what the vibes are there, because I think that it definitely is a environment where maybe the Liberty don't thrive as much in, because they don't have that home crowd support. But we'll see. We'll see how much support is on their side, and comment down below with what you think the key was to this game, anything I missed, what you expect the adjustment to be for either team heading into the next game 3 to take the lead in the series. Leave a like and subscribe, and as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. Catch you next episode.